What ride comes a fall? Did anyone hear you call? As you drove your Volvo into a canal. Oh, this is it. I love you, but I've nowhere else to go. I'm a depressio. I'm a depressio. I'm working late.
Oh,
What's happened here?
it's all right. We're going.
I have a question actually to start.
First of all, let's just fucking ease into this, mate, because it's been how many weeks, dude, since we've
It's been so long, David.
done this.
I've got so much to tell you.
let's just calm down. Well, I need to figure out. I should have done this beforehand.
Right.
How long has it been? I want to look.
It's been about 6 weeks.
It's been fuck off. I'll go
It's
into the
been-
main page now.
it's
380 subscribers on the YouTube.
380 subscribers,
Come on,
baby.
Come on, baby.
I remember having to beg for 200, and now we're nearly at 400 without really even trying.
Mate, it's been like
So-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's been about 5 or 6 weeks, mate.
Yeah, it's been far too long. 'cause-
Also, just before, I'm sorry to cut you off, mate, but I really want to do this.
okay.
If you, because we don't do this enough, right? If you just listen to the podcast, or whatever, please, if you've not become a patron, consider becoming a patron, because it is only
Mate, fucking hell, are you doing
£1 a
promo?
month. We have to, because I want this to be my job now.
Oh, mate.
I'm at the point now, mate, where this has to become my main job because I love it.
Yeah.
And
It is
if
good.
we can just get 1,000
good.
people, just stop on your phone, just stop listening right now. And if you can afford £1, I'm not asking you to,
Yeah.
just give it. And if you can afford more. We've got like, it's ranging from £1 to 100.
Yes.
And you get different tiers of membership. You could go to the Patreon right now. Links are down below. You've got so much content on there. And even if we got 1,000 people, that's not a lot. Just to give us
No, it's not. No, not at
£1 a
all.
month.
Yeah.
That's £1,000, man.
Yeah.
And that will like subsidize like a
Well,
lot of this podcast. So you're going to get better content.
It would mean that we could get a good studio. So when we get guests in, they're not like. I mean, I feel bad actually shitting on this studio because it's a great little space.
To be fair, we've had comments saying how like cozy it feels.
Actually, cut all that out. No, I'm joking.
No,
Leave it in.
what we could
Listen.
do is just what we could do.
Would we lose everything that we've built if we moved
No,
studios?
I think it would progress. I think we would progress. But yeah, honestly, if you're
Everybody
considering
like,
right now, if you think, oh yeah, I'll check it out later, don't check it out later. Just stop. I'm gonna stop right now. Go check it out. Have a browse on the Patreon.
Wow.
Just do it now.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and figure out how to set up a free trial for people as well, so you can have a
Can we do that?
7-day. Yeah, you can have a 7-day free trial. Access all the content on there. There's 12 bonus episodes at the moment.
And they're all good. They're all fucking bangers.
Well, that's video only. Actually, there's more than that. There's more than that. If you go
Also, the
audio.
latest one with Don Kidson is worth the money.
The latest episode with Don Kidson's worth £1 of anyone's money. If you enjoyed that, that was a great episode, wasn't it? Yeah.
The Patreon one is like one of my favourite, I think, episodes we've ever done.
He told some of his more risque stories on there because his bosses and stuff won't find it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So yeah, it was good. Fucking hell, I don't even know how to talk. Like, I've got questions for you and all sorts.
Mate, well, it's been
I've
so
been
long.
I've been
There's going to be some
skiing.
people listen to this, but like, oh my god, they're back together.
I've been skiing. Yeah, fucking hell. It's like
You have been skiing, haven't you?
I've been skiing, wanking 2 men off.
I've been traveling around Europe.
Have you?
Yeah,
On Google Maps.
Euro Truck Simulator too. But you tell us about your you
Right.
tell us about your ski trip.
No. We'll start with Euro Truck Simulator 2.
No, we can start with yours if you want.
No, start
Ski
with
trip
yours.
was all
I
right.
like starting with your stuff.
All right. Yeah, well, I've been,
Traveling around Europe.
bought my first lorry, Mercedes. I got the specs here. Oh yeah. To be fair, right, the game starts Euro Truck Simulator 2. I got a steering wheel and everything, right? Have you not checked the shape?
You've got a steering wheel.
Steering wheel, everything.
a
kitted out.
real life. Like, is this in the game? Sorry.
What do you mean?
You've got-
real steering
you've
wheel
got
that I
a
use and pedals. That's real. Check out twitch.tv/Vorney. Check me out. You'll see the latest video on there.
How much have you dropped on that?
What do you mean? Oh no, it was. To be fair, Jim Edwards gave it to me.
Right.
The steering wheel, and I've had it
Okay.
in my house for a while. He's like, I just got it off my. You got it off Facebook Marketplace for like a tenner or something.
No, what's it worth? Market value? What's
I think like you paid like when it was like 40 quid.
Oh fucking hell!
It's a Ferrari wheel, and I'm driving.
You've got a wheel that you sit in your house with a wheel.
Yeah.
I'm getting one of them for my kid's 2nd birthday.
Oh mate,
So
Euro Truck Simulator 2. I bought my first Mercedes Benz Actros.
very very nice. Okay,
Mate, travelling around Europe, just doing deliveries.
and that's a game, is it?
Yeah, Euro Truck Sim 2, very very popular game in the PC world.
But it's just that's a job, isn't it? Like that's someone's actual job. That's like going to. Oh yeah, I played a game last night. What did you do? I went to work in Asda.
Yeah, well, I'm travelling Europe, seeing the sights.
Do you see like?
Ask me any questions you
Do
want.
you see Europe in real time? You've seen Paris? Have you
To
seen
be
the
fair,
bright lights
I
of
thought
Paris?
it would be in real time, but it's not. Like you make deliveries, like so far I've only done deliveries from I think it's like Birmingham to Amsterdam, and we have to take the ferry.
And like, are you on the ferry? Are you like gambling in the casinos like we did when we were on?
Nah,
the ferry?
you just click a button and you're there. You're in Amsterdam now. You're in. What's the port? Hull, innit? Is
Yeah.
where, so I traveled
So
to
you drove.
Birmingham to Hull. Yeah.
How long does that take? Does
in
it take
game time?
Does it take as long as
Nah.
it does? No, right. Okay. So how do you skip? Do you not get caught in traffic on the M6 or anything? Or
You get caught in traffic, but what I've done is put the multiplayer mod on, so it mods it. So now there's other truckers online. Like you go past and they're actual players, and you beep at them and stuff, and you got like a CB radio that you just then you just talk to each other on a CB radio.
oh my god. Okay. And
Mate, take a look at that, mate. I'd take a loan out for that. She was like 200 grand. Honestly, I'm paying like $2,000.
you're in debt in the game.
Massively. I crashed it so many
So
times as well.
some things mirror real life then.
I tell you what, reversing, because you've got to park the trailers.
Yeah.
Reversing with a fuck-off trailer is so hard.
Isn't your dad a lorry driver?
No,
Former.
he used to be. Not lorry. He used to be a delivery driver, not lorries. I'm handling large truck. Like, I'm nothing like my dad. My dad was like, oh, yeah, I just delivery drive. Nah, Dad, I've done like full-on,
He's
fucking
no,
like 40-ton trailers.
in a fake world online.
What are you
on the
talking
internet.
about? Like driving that
Yeah.
and actually like manoeuvring, mate, the fucking trailers take so much time. And it's so hard. Like the moment you reverse and it just starts to jackknife, you're like, oh well, fucked it then. It's so hard. Like mad respect for lorry drivers there. Twitch.tv/.
Yeah, obviously you now have real life experience as one. Obviously, is that on your CV?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
I don't need a CV. Fuck CVs, man. Fucking hell. Could you imagine doing a job interview now?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
I
couldn't.
imagine it's just gonna be one of those. Hey, name a situation where you had
Oh,
to overcome something. Could you go through this job interview with me, David? But name a situation where you had to overcome an obstacle.
This boring conversation. I had to overcome this fucking terrible.
Congratulations, that was a trick. You've got the job.
Yes.
Well done, David.
Fucking
well
yes,
done, David. Would you like to hear about my time in France? I've gone out into the
Don't
real world.
diminish my.
I'm not diminishing your achievements.
By the
but-
way, just to let you know, I've also got like a face tracker, which to look out the van. Well, it's got a little webcam. So instead of using my mouse, I can tilt my head and I look out the van.
That's cute, isn't it? I mean, it's quite good.
Mate, Euro Truck Sim is fucking poggers.
Euro Truck Sim. And how many hours have you spent on that?
Game time now 6.
Okay.
I just started. Started like
just
a
started.
couple of days ago. So.
Yeah. You're a trucker. You got a trucker vibe.
I have my cap on and stuff.
Would you like to be a trucker in real life?
No, I'd like to try it. But no, carry on. Long hours. Tell us about your trip. Real life trip.
I've made notes in real life because...
you got neurovirus, didn't you, while he's out there?
well, that's at the end, David. But yes, that was the punchline. First of all, everything went wrong about 3 minutes into the trip because I realised I'd forgotten my AirPods. So
end the trip.
I'm sat in the taxi
End the trip.
on the way to the airport after quite a tearful goodbye because remember
You're leaving.
Obviously, I have a child, which you talk about all the time. It's the first time I'm going to be away from him for multiple days. I've done like a weekend or whatever, but not like 4 days, 4 nights away. It seems like a long time. I'm worried he's going to be all right. I'm worried he's not going to miss me, blah, 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 all that. So I'm sat there, quite a tearful goodbye, get in the taxi. I'm on the way to the airport, reach in my pocket, no AirPods. So I'm like, that's me fucked. I'm no AirPods for the plane, no AirPods for the airport.
You had to fucking raw dog it.
I raw dogged it against my will. So it was like I was, you know.
Did you watch that little plane emblem?
Didn't have it, mate, because it was a Ryanair flight. So not even. So I got on the plane and I was sat there.
Any movies?
No movies, mate. No, nothing.
Fucking
nothing.
hell.
Nothing. It's an hour and a half, 2-hour flight.
No internet.
No internet. No, nothing.
Crashed the plane.
Well, got my laptop out, didn't I? I was preparing. I just prepared my set. So, save you being, I had a pair of plug-in headphones. So I plugged them into my laptop. I was listening to music. So I wasn't really raw dogging it. But I wasn't also sat there watching a film, which was my intention. I was going to watch.
If I just had music, I think I'd get quite bored.
I was going to watch all of Severance. Yeah, well, that's it. You have to make your own fun. So
how long was the flight?
2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh, that's now. That's
it was all right. I mean, it wasn't a long haul flight. Do you know where France is? Don't you? It's like only there.
Oh yeah. To be fair, I didn't even think.
It's not far away. So then next to me on my right, I had 2 interesting things going on. I had an absolute beefcake to my direct right. And then the seat in front, I had a nerdy Asian man with a gigantic iPad. Like the biggest iPad you've ever seen.
You didn't even think you could get iPads that big?
Yeah, I didn't realise you could get iPads that big until he whipped it out. I swear to God, he unfolded it like a piece of A1 paper. It was huge. And YouTube Premium, must admit, the kids splashing the cash where it's needed to go. He's paying for YouTube Premium. And... so the beefcake next to me is with his wife. They're both in like gym wear.
Has he got internet?
He's the kind of guy. No, I don't think. No, he's not got.
If he's on YouTube Premium,
he's downloaded loads of videos.
I'm like nudging in, going, "Excuse me, can I just get in on that?"
He's downloaded loads of videos. He's downloaded loads of videos. I'll go through those in a second. I'm just going to go into beefcake first. So he's the kind of man that's prepared his outfit for the flight. He's got his comfies on. Do you know what I mean? He's got comfy trainers on, so he knows when he lands. He's got his shorts on. He's got everything ready. And I swear to God, his shorts probably zipped down into like a long trouser, you know, for when it got colder. Everything was prepared. Fucking meal prep on the plane. He stood there, meal prep on the plane, doing his fucking shaker and all that shit. And then he whips out the biggest bag of nuts I've ever seen in my entire life. It was insane. Like a comedy-sized bag of nuts. Right, and he's gorging away on these nuts.
How big, like to hold?
Like huge, like a potato-sized bag of nuts, like a huge bag of
nuts.
Are
they peanuts? Or?
I've no idea what kind of nuts they were. They stank though, like barbecue nuts or something like that.
Oh my God,
fucking
it's not
these
even
nuts,
healthy.
Maybe I don't know. They fucking stank. And I was sat next to him, and he's shoveling these nuts into him. He's got to get that protein. He's got constantly.
Is he breathing through his mouth?
Constantly bulking. Just in his fucking headphones are you know the ones that people that do loads of exercise have, the ones that are literally strapped around your ear with like a black band and that. So I was like, he's the ultimate fitness freak.
When you said beefcake, I thought you meant like a
massive fat person. No, I'm talking like hench.
Okay,
like absolute ripped to shit. He's vast, and he's eating these nuts like they're going out of fashion. And then we take off, and over the tunnel, you hear, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there is a person with a nut allergy on the flight, so please, can you refrain from eating all nuts, please? Thank you very much. And I was sat there watching him, and he's just like, sort of, this comedy-sized bag of nuts, like, does not know what to do with it.
Oh,
so
no.
Just continues eating it. And yeah, oh my God, I've got to get my protein in, haven't I?
Can I just say,
couldn't possibly go 2 hours without eating some fucking protein.
Can I just say, if you've got a nut allergy and
don't go on flights. Don't go anywhere. Stay in your house.
Even breathing in nut dust.
Nut dust.
Even breathing that in.
Hi, Lindsay.
That's pathetic, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah. Tom Kachi. Shout out to Tom Kachi. I had to, when we went to Budapest with Tom Kachi, just a brief sidebar before I get distracted.
Even if he gets a whiff of it,
he was quite anxious on the way back because we've been boozing for about 4 days. Tom Kachi has a nut allergy, like a legit nut allergy. If he eats nuts, he comes up in like fucking hives, and he has to go. He has to go to hospital to have an injection, otherwise his throat closes over. So, we're sat on the plane, and he's panicking, going, "There's a guy nuts in front of me. I swear to God, I feel like I'm having a reaction." He's just anxious because we've just been away drinking for 4 days. And whilst we've been away drinking, he's eaten like loads of food that could have had nuts in it. He tested nothing. He just went for it.
Jesus.
But anyway, nothing happens. But we had to do that announcement. We had to like go up to them and nudge them and be like, oh, look, could you just say that there's somebody with a nut allergy on the plane? And they did exactly that announcement. They were like, oh, somebody with a nut allergy on the plane. Can you please refrain from eating all nuts? That includes you, Lindsay.
But like, even like, they're not going to eat the nuts.
No, but it's the recycled air, the nut dust is just coming through you.
That's not.
I don't really know how it works. I don't know how.
I don't think it's airborne, is it?
I don't know how.
It's not COVID.
Is nut dust airborne? I don't know. Google it.
Go on.
Ask ChatGPT. Anyway, this beefcake has to stop eating the nuts, but he's then.
His
I
eyes are
noticed
shifted.
throughout the flight, he's covertly eating these nuts anyway. Like no. He's got them hidden down the side of his missus. So then I start coughing like I might be the one with a nut allergy. Like every now and then sort of looking over at him like, are you eating those nuts? And then sort of just seeing if he stopped. He didn't care. Meanwhile,
why would it? Yeah, nah, fuck it.
Meanwhile, in front of him, Asian man with the biggest iPad you've ever seen is watching. I took a list of the videos that he watched, right?
Yeah,
they were
brilliant.
really niche. The first one was how to dismantle a Honda Civic
Ooh, yeah.
car engine.
I'd watch this, yeah.
Then I watched him watch an unboxing video of a computer monitor.
I'd love that, yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
then,
with him on this.
Yeah,
I'll be watching that.
how to build a hedgehog shelter.
That's cute as fuck.
Yeah, and then there was probably like a few others. There were lots of like how-to videos, lots of dismantling. Very autistic looking man.
Honestly, can I just say, so obviously me playing Euro Truck Simulator,
Yeah.
there are, no word of a lie, just ASMR 6-hour just videos of someone
Of Truck Simulator.
driving. They're saying, right, doing the longest, Sweden to fucking Denmark or some shit.
Yeah.
And it's like 6.5 hours. And it's just no...
Is that what you're sleeping to now? No.
to be
no
fair,
deep
I don't
space
watch that,
noise
but
anymore.
but that video had 500,000 views, and I sat there going, "Fuck, this is incredible."
You're in the wrong game, mate. That's what you need to be doing. Getting the fuck this podcast, mate. Just
He had like a camera like set up on his like hands and stuff, and he's just doing it. He doesn't take a break for 6.5 hours. Just
the
drives.
piss he must have had at the end of that. It's insane, isn't it? The piss.
Unless he was strapped up like a piss
well,
tube.
like he's got a piss tube on.
But that old matey would have liked videos
Well,
like that.
I
for
think
sure.
he probably watched a Euro Truck Simulator video on that playlist. I wasn't paying attention to him the whole time. Every now and then I looked up just to make sure he wasn't watching something really questionable because it looked like he might have done.
He's stereotyping.
Not because he's an Asian man, no, just because like
I
don't know, like
What,
very
you thought about like I don't know.
very unusual type being. And
So I have
was
to
like,
say I'm into anime now as well.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, I didn't want to see if he was watching any anime or something. I don't know.
I've got some things
Maybe
to
I
say
am
about
stereotyping. Maybe I'm secretly racist. Anyway,
that had Dom energy. That
about an hour into the flight, I had a massive panic attack going
Oh,
because I was like, shit. If this plane goes down now, right? If this
the last thing
if this plane goes down now, right?
last thing I'm gonna be is between
I've
Nutman.
I've fucked it. I've absolutely fucked it because I've got life insurance policy, right? So I know that Jess and Louis are bailed out if I die.
Oh, fine then. You're fine.
Yeah, £250,000. But
What are you
Jess
panicking about?
doesn't have the details, does she? Jess doesn't
So
have the
you had this
details.
weird
So I had this weird fucking thing in the middle of the flight where I was like, fucking hell, I might die here. And this plane might go down.
And you have an
Right.
internal battle.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
One thing I forgot to mention is that as I sit down on the plane, right, I will say this out loud, but people might already know. I might have mentioned it in the podcast before. One of my favorite comedies of all time is The Royal Family. Some of my favorite comedy writing. Caroline Aherne is my favorite comedy writer ever, and The Royal Family is like, in my opinion, one of the best TV
I will
comedies
have to set
ever.
just on the sidebar. I'd have
Yeah.
to set some time because I am a bit infectious of your love for Sheffield.
Yeah,
And I think I need to go visit the royal family because I
Royal
slagged that off.
Family's Manchester.
No. I just mean your interest in
Yeah,
general.
okay. Thank.
I just mean like I need to
appreciate
set
that.
some time to just dip my toe into it,
Yeah.
because I slagged it off for the longest time, and it seems to have like a Nice cult following. Continue.
So bear in mind that the royal family is one of my favourite TV shows ever. Who walks onto the plane but Ralf Little, who plays Anthony?
On a Ryanair flight?
On a Ryanair flight.
Can he not afford a bit?
On a Ryanair flight.
Me judging him, by the way.
He's going to Geneva. He's flying to Geneva. So I guess whichever flight goes from Manchester to Geneva, that's the one he goes on. So he walks onto the plane. I'm visibly starstruck at the start of the thing. And then he sat there like 4 or 5 rows behind me with his missus, just like casually going on a skiing trip. And I'm there like, fucking Ralf Little is on my plane. This is insane. This is insane. So I was absolutely buzzing. And then I was sat there having this panic attack mid-flight. But I was like, hey,
Ralf Little,
listen, at least if I die on this plane, then I've died with Ralf Little, and I might ask him for a little kiss. You know, just as we're going down on the plane's going down. Like, I know, Ralf, I'm a big fan. I know you're with your missus. I know you don't know who I am, but I'll never get this opportunity again, and we're all going to die. So can we have a little kiss?
Well, you got to remember, Ralf Little is also having a panic attack, and the last thing he wants to see is some weird, bald-headed man.
What, running towards him?
Going, Ralf. He's going through
that's
it as well.
That's as we're all dying. That's as we're all actually dying.
It is here. Oh, cool. Yeah, I know him.
Okay, you know who that is. Good. That's good.
And he's going to be thinking, "Fuck, I'm going to die," and then all of a sudden you rock up, Ralf.
Well, I reckon,
and he's like,
I feel like
no, I'm not kissing you.
I feel like
weird random.
If you're
man.
in the mindset like, oh, I'm going to die anyway, why not kiss this man?
Well, he's got his missus there. Like, he's going to spend as much time kissing his missus as he possibly can.
Rutting her. Well, maybe he's rutting her and I watch. That'll be fine. I knew this had come out. I knew there'd be some weird sexual energy. They're always the same between us when we've not had an episode together in a while. Maybe anyway. So Ralf Little's
your missus.
Ralf Little's rutting his missus, and the plane's crashing, and I'm there. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss, Ralf? And he won't kiss me. Anyway, so basically, I was having this panic attack going. The plane might go down. Ralf Little won't kiss me, and Jess doesn't have my life insurance details.
Fuck.
So basically, managed to talk myself around. We landed, everything was fine, and as soon as we landed, I got on the thing and I was like, Jess, my life insurance details, here's the internet, here's the email address, here's the password, here's everything you ever need to get into all of my accounts.
I bet she was like,
and she was like, her response to me was, I did think before you go that I should ask you for your life insurance details just in case anything happens.
It's quite dark.
So in her mind as well, I'm dying. So in both of our minds, we're both dying.
Mate, lately there's been an uptick in like helicopter crash and plane
exactly, and there's been a
for
lot
whatever reason.
There's been a lot of the news, and Russia, I don't trust them. So I don't know who's going skiing. I might get Novichoked. You just never know what's going to happen.
Maybe there's some weird secret war happening where like they're slyly killing civilians and just going, hey, we can keep doing more of this if you don't want to.
They're taking planes down, but basically, I was like, it's fine. If I die now, I die with Ralf Little. But I didn't die. It was fine. So then I was in the airport, and one thing I will say, I've written this down, Brexit really was just a ploy because British people just love to queue. And now when we get to any airport in Europe, guess what? We have to queue. It's like the biggest queue ever in the entire world. All of the European people, the French people, from anyone with a fucking EU passport is walking down the side of us. And then we've got this huge fucking UK fatberg of a queue. And it's just people stood there looking depressed with ski helmets and fucking gear and that. But it was great. And I was stood near Ralf Little the whole time.
Did you manage to talk to him or anything?
No, but I think like everybody else, if they knew who he was, they played it like really cool. And I was like looking at him like, are you a real man? Are you Ralf? Because I'm not the best at facial recognition. And I'll give you this. I'm not the best, but then when he said his voice, when he spoke in his voice, I was like, that's Ralf Little from the telly. And I lost my shit a little bit, I must admit. But he got through the gates and he was away from me. And he definitely wasn't skiing at where I was at the resort. So I never saw him again, which is a shame. When you land in the airport in Geneva, there's Rolex clocks literally everywhere through the airport. And that is the biggest dick swing I've ever seen because obviously they make them there. So they're like, oh yeah, we'll just give you a load of Rolex clocks for the airport. I was thinking like, do you reckon I could get, if I took one of them down, like how much do you reckon you get for it?
When you say a clock, you don't mean the watch. You obviously mean a clock.
Like a clock, yeah. It's like a.
I don't think
like
a lot because
like
Rolex clocks are not really a thing.
Yeah,
are
but
they?
Rolex are renowned for their like
watches,
timekeeping accuracies,
but
and
not like
and
a
luxury.
clock, right? I don't know.
I don't know. Would you like? I'd like a Rolex.
By the
clock
way,
in
I had
my
a
house.
look, and peanut allergies are not. Well, they are, but it's very, 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 very rare.
Nut dust is airborne.
Yeah, but it's very rare that you're going to get
Yeah.
nut dusted. So, but Rolex in terms, I don't know.
I just thought it was a big dick swing. There were so many Rolex clocks. Anyway, I'll come back to that in a minute because it was insane. Got to the resort, everything was fine. Figured out how a ski resort works. It's a bit insane, but you walk around in the snow, and there's like a tiny little town that you go to, and then there's like these late night bars, and everything goes crazy. Blah blah blah. I had a couple of beers for the first time in quite a while, and tried to enjoy myself. I was just out there on my own. Had a little apartment. It was kind of pokey and murdery. There was some stains on the carpet. Blah blah blah.
It is a bit weird when you're on your own out, aren't you? Because I
Yeah.
went to an event and then I was waiting for everybody to turn up, and I was in I can't remember what city I was in. This is not too long ago, about 2 years ago, that I
Yeah.
didn't know. And just kind of, I went inside the pub, very busy. It's kind of a pub / nightclub, not nightclub, but it was like
Yeah.
one of those
like a bar pub.
bar pub, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of music on, and I just was at the bar just.
you were
I was fine,
but
but
you
I
were
was
waiting
waiting
for
But it's quite a
people.
while, mate. Like it was like an hour I was there, like because they weren't going to show up, and I was there mad early, and I thought I'll just, and it is
I
it
think
is a
that's
bit
like-
strange, just like I'm all right like having food, like going to get food, going to a
Coffee shop.
coffee shop, yeah. Or if you got your AirPods, but like on a night out, or like
Yeah.
you're going
On a
to
night-
like a.
On a night out, but there for like 4 days every night on my own.
Nah,
Just going
I
out
should have
for my
figured it-
dinner on my
To be
own.
fair, I should have figured out how to come with you.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't have been that hard to be fair. You
I
just needed to get a
flights.
flight. Yeah, you just need to get a flight, probably.
Mate, and then I could have done my work out there.
Yeah, next year maybe.
Mate, next time I would just get flights. Fuck it, yeah. I don't really think the problem is, Jim. I don't think of these things until
Well,
they're
I didn't.
done and gone.
I didn't really think about the logistics of it either. It is weird walking around a ski resort just on snow and that, but apparently, like these people think it's normal. But yeah, basically, I've got a few more notes that I made throughout the week. I'll try and condense them. One thing I would say about the French people, they make the best bread in the world, right? French bread is just unbelievable.
Shock.
It tastes fucking great, doesn't
yeah.
it? It tastes so
Aren't
good.
they known for the bread? In fact, isn't that a fallacy?
But, right, they make you hurt to eat it. That's like
Go on.
that's like their ultimate victory. Because the bread when you eat it is so hard that it actually hurts your mouth, your lips and stuff. So British people, if you notice, our bread is always quite like fucking soft and chewy, and you could just eat loads of it, just shovel
we
it down
put-
you.
we put a lot of shit in
shovel
it,
it
yeah.
down you. Carbs and carbs and carbs. The French say, you want the carbs? You have to work for the carbs. They will hurt your mouth.
That's German, but okay.
What's the French accent? You want the
will have
carbs?
to
You
work.
have to work for the carbs.
You have to work for the house.
You have to work for the carbs. And your mouth has to suffer, you fat
Suffer.
English pig. So I was sat there.
Look at you, you porky pig.
I bought a butty, mate, and they were like, roast beef? Roast beef butty? No, it wasn't roast beef, it was ham. But anyway, they call English people roast beef, don't they? 'Cause you get sunburnt and that, and I'm quite red. But
Hell, chill out, French people.
I was eating this thing, and I was like, this is genuinely hurting my mouth quite a lot eating it. But it was so delicious, I had to force my way through it. And by the end of it, I was like, oh, I want another one because it tasted good, but also it hurts. So that was one thing that I noticed. Another thing that I
Go on.
noticed, there's horse and dog shit everywhere in the snow, but I didn't see one bidet in any
I
toilet.
thought you were going to say, but I didn't see any horses and dogs.
Well, no, I saw lots of horses and saw lots of dogs, right? So there was horse shit and dog shit everywhere in the snow, right? But the
You're
French,
air quoted. Like, what's
French
happening? I'm
are
missing something.
well, the French are quite renowned for their use of bidets, aren't they? Like bum guns.
Okay.
Right? So then I was thinking, actually, are these horse shits and dog shits, or are people just shitting and then using the snow as a bidet? Probably not. I was at a high altitude when I wrote a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, it sounds it.
Yeah, so then I got back to the airport on the way home. There's this whacked out building called the World Trade Center, and I was like, that doesn't look like the World Trade Center. I've got a picture of it. I'll put it in. And then finally, I got directed to my terminal at the airport Bear in mind, when I came in, the airport's brand new, Rolex clocks everywhere, fucking everything's dead flash, doors that slide, not just slide, but glide open. And then you get to Terminal 2, and they should have called it fucking Terminal Illness, mate. It is the worst building you've ever seen in your entire life. It's like an old hospital, very creepy, and you have to go through all the security and that.
Yeah.
Awful. Stinks as well. The whole building stinks. Awful. Fucking rancid.
No offense, but isn't... Never mind, carry on.
You get through security, there's nothing on the other side. There's no toilet. There's no fucking food machine. There's no drinks machine. I have been awake like all night pretty much because I couldn't sleep the last night. Just got mad, anxious dreams for no reason. And I was like, I just want to go home. And then I've got to be up at 4. So you know when you've got to be up at 4 and it's like 11 o'clock, you're like, right, 5 hours sleep. And then you can't get to sleep. And then it's 12 o'clock and you're like, right, 4 hours sleep. And then you can't sleep. You just cannot sleep. So I left, got on the coach, got to the airport, desperately needed a drink. I felt like shit. I felt awful. Little did I know I was coming down with norovirus. But anyway, I was coming down with norovirus. So I got through and then luckily we ended up on this bus and we were just carted back over to the main thing. So they took me to this ridiculous terminal illness fucking terminal and then took me back to the main terminal. Awful. Good story, that, isn't it? And then when I got home, this is the final point. The first thing I saw when I got off the plane was an egg smushed into the floor in Manchester. Just a full egg.
Did you take a picture
smushed
of it?
into the floor. I didn't take a picture of it, no. I was just...
welcome home.
I was disgusted by it. And I was like, egg is so offensive, isn't it?
It is quite
Like,
offensive.
if you're eating it yourself, you even to eat an egg
How
yourself...
was your How was your neurovirus?
awful. God awful. Shit my back out for days.
Yeah, I didn't want to go nowhere near you. He was like, yeah.
Yeah, no, we didn't kiss or anything, did we? Well,
I don't know what you were talking about text message, but he was like, don't worry, mate, because you haven't seen each other for 2 weeks. And I was
That
like,
was a joke.
what you took?
It was a joke.
Well, I can't, mate.
I
text message, I can't.
I'm so on the spectrum, like I've realised.
You probably are, mate.
Like,
That's why we're mates. I
because
don't think we could be like as good friends as we are. It's like Leanne, right? She realised she's probably there, and she definitely is. And we couldn't be in a relationship if she wasn't.
I just want to say like one thing, and this isn't intended as a slight at either of you or Leanne, but we've got to talk about Brian's 80th. And there was a beautiful moment where I looked over at you and Leanne as like shining beacons of autism at your dad's 80th birthday. You were stood at the bar talking to your Down syndrome uncle Tony.
Big up, Uncle
and then
Tony.
Leanne was stood in the corner with gigantic ear defenders on.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's got,
because
tinnitus and sensory overload.
Because of her tinnitus and sensory overload. But I was like, if you want autism in a photograph, it was. And
then I was just running around talking to absolutely everybody.
It was the way you were sort of stood in like an odd manner, like sort of bopping along to the music with your Rockstar Games jumper on, and you.
I didn't. Did I? Oh, I did.
Yeah, I think so. And no, you had like a thingy, you had like a polo shirt on.
Yeah,
actually, maybe I can't remember.
Yeah, weird fish polo t-shirt.
I was looking at. I was looking
I had
at
Rockstar jumper as well. Yeah,
yeah, I think you did at that point.
No, definitely.
It was great, and I was just like, oh god, the autism is strong, but it was beautiful. You're like little beacons of light over in the bar, like the most interesting people in the room.
It was nice. It was nice. My dad's 80th. Yeah, it was great. We haven't really had a chance to talk about it.
We haven't spoken about it at all. No. God, fucking hell, Lindsay. My God.
Well, we talked a lot of game, mate, but I don't think you really spoke to each other.
Well, no, we did. Oh, we did.
Just away from.
Well, I'll tell you that.
Away from prying eyes.
No, the highlight of the night actually. You fucked off without saying bye, so you and Simon could go and do loads of drugs. And
what are you talking about?
What? Is that what happened?
That didn't happen.
Is that what happened? You and Simon went and got a bag in, and
we didn't get a bag in.
I was left with your mum and dad, and your mum's like, "Where's David?" And then somebody said, "Oh, he's gone with Simon." They've got him. She's like, 2 guesses as to where they've gone.
I don't know what I have no idea.
So
what
your mum knew you'd gone to get a bag in, and then
I didn't get a bag in. That's not true.
And
I
then
have to keep saying that.
Your mum tried to give me some money, but she was like, "I've got a little something for you, Jim," and she pitched it like she had something special to give me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Suzanne, I'm not taking any money off you. This is a gift from me to Brian for his 80th birthday. I don't care. I don't want any money. Eventually, you forced it on me, and I'm not going to say no because, like, you know,
Yeah, you wouldn't take
I want to
it.
make, they feel however they want about it, whatever.
Take
But
it
then-
or not, mate. I wish both of you ignored it, so I just took it. But
Yeah, well, you should have done that. What you should have done is said, "I'll take the money, I'll give it to Jim," and then not told me anything
I'm not
about
gonna
it.
do
And
that.
kept it yourself, couldn't you?
no, I'm not an
Because
evil
it's guilt.
person.
It's guilt money, then, isn't it, David? And every time you
Yeah.
spend it, you're going to feel guilty. But anyway,
I should have spent it on something for both of us, or something for you.
yeah,
I don't know, but I hope
A
you. Well, you
fleshlight.
took it anyway, so that's good.
I took it anyway. But Lindsay, at the end of the night, said, "Hey, how did you know the special something was money?"
Well, she
And
was.
then- and then-
she was a few drinks deep.
But
by
then
wasn't
she was saying, Suzanne wanted to suck you off, Jim. And then I was like,
Wait,
oh,
she
okay,
said that?
yeah. And
Yeah,
then,
nice,
then your dad said, "Did you want it with teeth or without, Jim?"
Fuck
So I
me,
said-
man, that
I
is just
said-
garbage, isn't it?
I said,
Jesus.
"Brian, what's better?" And he was like, "Both is good."
That's quite funny for my dad, actually.
It was good. And then Lindsay was like, "How did you know it was Suzanne that was going to do it and not me?" And then I was like,
And then all the game went away.
"Yeah." Then
Then Lindsay should have come out then.
then I was like, "Wait, how do you talk game to someone when you're so in love?" You know what I mean? I wanted our first time to be like in the wind as the coconut trees knock outside our hotel. Well, ooh, baby, I love you way. I want to hear that every day.
No, I don't think. Yeah. No, I don't know. No, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, cool.
I did want to play a game with you though.
Yeah. I'm ready.
I did.
I'm ready.
Genuinely, I
Okay.
prepared today because I was quite excited.
Well, I've waffled on for ages about skiing. It wasn't even that funny.
What did you think? What did you think that it was going to be funny? It was quite. I wanted to talk about more about your neurovirus, like if it was coming out both ends, or like
Well, I think
that to me is the funny part.
when I realised that I had it, I was like, I've got a stomach ache, and I was like, I'm gonna have to go and do gonna have to go and do a horrible poo. And then I did the horrible poo, but that didn't make the stomach ache feel any better. And I was like, starting to feel sick. I'm starting to feel hot. And then I got basically I got home and puked everywhere. And at that point, my wife, who is really, really conscious of stomach bugs and stuff because she once got E. coli poisoning and was really poorly and has hated being sick and pooing ever since. So as soon as I vomit or vomit or shit, like an alarm goes off in our house, like an air raid warning.
To be fair, I think about work now. I'm like, I just can't have a day. I have to work.
Yeah, but you work from home and you can just edit video on the shitter.
Yeah, but like it's not about that. Like, I don't feel like editing. Like my brain's not working.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
fuck. So I have to put effort.
shitting your guts out.
If you've got no shade, but if you've got a regular job where you have to sit in an office, God forbid, like
I have norovirus. Does everyone in the office
if you
want
have
it?
like there are some jobs where like if you have neurovirus, a delivery driver, fucking terrible.
Yeah, you can't
because
do
you
that.
can't. You're just off. That's it.
But-
But you get paid holiday pay, right?
What I'll say is, I think there's a breakout of norovirus at the moment because people literally cannot afford to take time off work. So the guy who's delivering,
Yeah.
the guy who's
probably.
fucking doing Deliveroos, he's like, oh, fucking
Well,
nor-
yeah.
I've got norovirus, but I'm just gonna have to sit in my car and shit
I would say
myself
that's
and deliver these
fair, yeah.
pizzas.
I'd say that's fair. I think if you're in an office environment and you're like, you fucking know you don't do a lot of work anyway. God forbid. I bet some of you shouted now. I fucking do. No, I'm not talking about you.
I do loads of data entry.
But then there's some where there are some jobs you can just fucking slack off. So you might as well just go in. But then I'm against that anyway because you're infecting other people, and then it's just like whatever. But like for my job, I have to actually concentrate and literally for at least 3 or 4 hours a day, I have to be locked in doing editing, and I would feel like dog. I remember when I got COVID, I just couldn't move. I was like, I don't want to do anything. I can't. And when you try to focus and try to do something like video edit, you just can't do it. So I was so dead. Like, no, I can't.
Essentially,
I don't get a fucking holiday pay either. So if I got a day off, I got to take the hit.
Yeah. Essentially,
Done.
this is why AI is going to take all of our jobs because AI doesn't get norovirus.
No, that is
Does it?
true. Listen, Jim.
AI's never shit its back out.
I want to do a little quiz with you.
Yeah. Ooh, a quiz,
Well, kind of, yeah.
David. I
So
thought
you
you'd
know
never
how
ask.
I'm a gamer. You're not.
Yes,
So there's so many terms. And I asked my gamer friends, I was like, I think it'd be fun
some good terms.
to ask Jim, like, if I was to say gamer terms to you, and then you have to tell me either, oh, I know what that means, or I think it could mean this.
I've got you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready? So I've got like a complete list here, but I'll pick out some of the ones where I think they're kind of interesting and they're kind of from PlayStation's website more than anything. Tick, thank you very much for fucking linking that. 'Cause Tick was like, fucking asking some of these. These are great. But there's so many terms, but I'll only pick out a few.
Okay.
And I bet people at home can play along as well if you're a bit of a gamer. If you're not, you'll be like, oh, I didn't know that. And you probably can take these terms and use them in real life.
Is boom headshot on there? Because I know that one means.
That's a very like early, late 2000s, is it? That
Early,
boom
late
headshot.
2000s.
God, that was some memes.
Boom headshot.
No,
That
more
means
like,
you've
okay.
hit the target right in the
So
head.
starting with the A's, and
Yeah.
I'll only pick up for you. So what do you think aggro means?
Aggressive, angry.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It refers to attention in game to enemies, so often related to the distance at which an enemy will notice a player character to engage in combat. So if I told you to take, if we were out in real life, and I'll use this in real life scenarios,
Yeah.
me and you get into a fight.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim, take aggro. You will do what?
Just get aggressive and that.
Yeah,
Probably
like
scream,
towards him.
Scream at a man.
So he's got like your attention. So
Hey! Hey! Go on then!
That's aggro. Get aggro, mate. Cool. Yeah, 1 point for you. Well done,
Thank
man.
you. Thank
Good. I'll a little bit of a let's stick with this. Yeah, a little bit of a hard one. AOE.
you. Did they sponsor Man United? Is that
I mean, no.
are they the ones that delivered your washing machine?
So it's like a short. It's like short
AOE,
for something. AOE.
all or egg.
I mean, great.
Was I close with the
No,
first?
not at all. It means area of an effect.
Okay, area of effect.
AOE. So if you've got an AOE, I use it all the time as
That's
well.
where you put your spells and that.
So imagine in real life, I'll buy it. Fucking hell, what's the AOE range on that? And you're like spitting at somebody, like your area of an effect that you can spit at someone.
About 3 meter gob.
Kind of.
3 meter gob, mate.
What about well, these are too easy.
Well, this is more fun than my skiing story.
Should
Should have started with this.
A buff.
A buff. Like, how do you spell that?
BUFF.
Like,
If you would like, I can give it to like a spelling bee. I could give you. Please use it in a sentence.
please use it in a sentence.
Okay. I will buff you.
But it's French,
Hold on, I'm giving you a buff.
It's French for beef, isn't it? And buffing in porn is when you like suck someone off, isn't
Of course you know.
That's-
Buff.
well-
Of course you know porn.
Well,
terms, man.
I know that there's buffers, right? Because we joke about that all the time. There's people that buff
Yeah,
people
buffer.
in porn, so you keep the
They're
man.
called fluffers,
keep,
actually.
oh yeah, sorry, fluffers. They keep the man hard.
No.
Is it like keeping someone interested?
No.
Like buffing them?
No.
No.
To buff is if I was a mage or something, I'll temporarily give you a
What's a mage?
like spell slingers. They don't really get involved in
What is this in?
combat.
Is this in Dragons and Dungeons?
Well, Dungeons and Dragons mage is a
Sorry, I
class,
said
I
it the wrong way
guess.
around.
But like, if I was to give you, let's use it in real life terms, right? Imagine if I could give you a buff. Like, let's say drinking could be one. Here, have a buff, and you literally drink it, and you get +2 to your aggressiveness.
That's a
I don't
little
know.
buff, is it?
Little buff. I can buff you up.
Oh, I quite like that. That's all right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like yeah, because if you buff something up as well, that's like polishing it, isn't it?
Buff, yeah, like to buff something is to like make it stronger in some way.
Yeah. I was going down.
Then there's also debuff, which
make
is
it weaker.
Weaker.
There you go. Got that.
weaker.
I'm with
Fucking
you.
hell, I got a debuff.
Yeah, fucking got debuffed, mate.
What about cheesing?
Isn't that where you sniff cat piss? Is that where that comes from?
Cheesing does actually mean that, doesn't it? I think
Sniff-
cheesing does. Back in the day, I remember that.
That's from
cheesing.
South Park, right?
Cheesing,
Everything
yeah, it
comes back
was.
to South Park. It's sniffing cat
No,
piss.
but what do you think it means in gaming terms? Cheesing.
Well, if it is
Would
it
you like me to use that in a
right, so I'm
sentence?
gonna no, I'm gonna go in blind. I'm gonna say because it's like a nerd thing. They've got that from South Park, so they're like, oh, cheesing.
They haven't
that-
got that from Up Park, by the way.
That's
This is a
sniffing
game.
cat piss, so that gets you like high. So like I'm gonna say cheesing is like going mad.
It's not a great term. Like, it's an annoying one. Oh, fucking hell, it's cheesing.
Like cheating.
Oh, that's so cheesy, man. It's not quite cheating. It refers to an exploit or tactic in a game which either avoids, significantly reduces in the challenge to certain enemies or situations. So, like, to cheese something,
yeah.
you take the easier option, and you're like, oh, come on, mate. Like, that's cheesing.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not against the rules, but it's like considered, you know, of course he's fucking gone that build because that's the current fucking, oh, he's cheesing.
So nothing to do with cat piss at all.
No.
That's a shame.
I mean, let's give you one that I think you might know. Camping.
I imagine, isn't that where you make your character all gay and that?
No, but I wish it fucking was. That's great.
Make your character a bit more gay.
No, but seriously, you know this, surely. You know this one.
I imagine you stay in the same place.
There you go. Yeah, you got it. That's
Yeah.
annoying in itself, isn't it? DPS? An acronym?
Dirty prostate slinger.
Dirty prostate slinger?
Is the word dirt in there at all?
No.
Double penetration?
No, you
Maybe I need to watch less porn.
So, DPS is an acronym for, like, it means damage per second.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Damage.
So if you've got
if
high
you said
DPS,
damage per second to me, I'd be like, oh yeah, you get all your damage in it.
That's why it's an acronym. Jesus.
Oh,
Quite
well,
obvious.
Acronyms are quite hard though. It's not quite obvious. DPS, isn't that a delivery service as well? DBS, that's checking
What
if you're a
about
pedo.
if I was to ask you what an Easter egg is in a game? What do you think that is?
I know what an Easter egg is because that's in film as well, isn't it? That's when you like put something in a game that's like from another game or something.
Okay, yep.
Like in
Yep.
Shaun of the Dead. In Hot Fuzz, they have a scene where they go into a video shop and there's a Shaun of the Dead DVD in a sale basket.
Yeah.
That's an
So
Easter
you got
egg.
yeah. To be fair, that's an easy one. What about FF?
Lindsay's bra size.
Fucking hell. Jesus.
I really need to get my mind out of the gutter with this. FF, follow forward.
I'll use it in a sentence. Fucking hell, that's FF. That's FF.
Fair fucks.
Yeah, I'm saying it like a really sad term, but like, that's FF. Fucking hell.
Let's FF.
Everybody FF.
Forfeit.
Yeah, you're right.
Forfeit.
Freak.
Freak.
It's
What-
just forfeit. That's all it means. Just the FF is to forfeit. It's fine.
Pwned.
Frame rate, you'll probably know.
Frame rate. Lower your frame
Ooh,
rate.
this is a good one. You might come up with a funny one with this. If I was to say ganking, what does that mean?
I know this one.
Do ya?
This is a League of Legends thing, isn't it?
I don't know. I was going to ask the boys this because I don't know. I want to say League did originate this, but like I think it might have been somewhere else. But ganking. So what does it mean?
Now listen to me. I've watched you play League of Legends on your little stream.
Oh shit! No, that's taught me something.
Isn't ganking where you go down one side or something?
To be fair, this is a great explanation. So
Go up the arsehole.
what does this? Sorry, a portmanteau.
Natalie
A
Portman.
portmanteau of gang and kill. A gank refers to any in-game death caused by a group of assailants.
A gang kill.
So it's a gang kill. Ganking.
Nice, okay.
I didn't know that. That's
There
actually
you go.
educated me.
Well, there you go.
So if you're less ganking,
Yeah.
less fucking
A
ganking,
gang kill.
Gang,
Right,
gang.
Okay. Nice.
but grinding. I mean, to be fair, that's
R.
just
Kelly.
Correct.
Grind is just working in the game, surely.
you're grinding
right?
away. Yeah, you got
Grinding away. Grafting.
it. HP.
Sauce.
This
Hey,
is great. Sauce.
HP's health points, isn't it?
It is health points. Well
I know that
done. Bum bum bum.
Got 25 HP, mate. Don't worry about it. Loads of sauce.
Jesus, somewhere obvious, like invisible walls. Oh, don't
Hmm.
know. KD ratio.
Kill death.
Yep, you got it. I mean, there's loot. That's fucking. What about min maxing?
Min-maxing.
Min maxing. Chain is the ultimate min maxer.
Is that like hag-maxing? Is it where you maximize your mins? So like you win a game with the most minimal amount of hag damage.
No, actually, hag damage. Min maxing is an approach common in role playing games where players aim to perfect optimization of the player character by maximizing their offensive and defensive capabilities. It's like min maxing is like you take chain's like the king of it. You'll spend ages like you get the most out of something. You're like min maxing. You really think of every
So
outcome.
like
I'm
if
not
you-
a min-maxer.
like if
I'm
you
not
go on-
considered a min-maxer whatsoever. I'm a bull in a china shop. I don't care. I'm like,
You get
fuck
to
it.
get to the end. No, oh, I didn't pick up that extra life. Oh no, I left the sword of Gondolier
Yeah, exactly.
down the well.
Min-max is like you do everything
Yeah.
in your power to maximize your kind of either
That'd be like-
completion of the game or
Talking in my game in terms of that, is that like getting every star in Super Mario?
like min-maxing if you wanted to call it that way. Yeah, noob,
I know that one. That's somebody that's a stupid cunt, isn't it?
nerfing.
Uh,
Fucking hell, my character got a
Ner-
nerf.
Nerfing.
My character got a nerf. It's not a great term, to be honest.
Is that like when you get like a glitch? Like when someone puts a Trojan horse up your character's arse?
I would argue drinking is probably a nerf to your stats in some ways. In a lot of
like
ways,
in
actually.
in real life?
In real life,
Or
if you
not in the
drank-
game. If you
If you
drink,
took drugs, there's probably a nerf.
my character's nerf is it's got like shit stats. It's got a hangover.
It nerfs, yeah, it nerfs you. Like they've made adjustments to your character, which is, kind of the act often by a developer or significantly reducing the efficiency of a certain item, weapon, or other element in a game.
Very cool.
Okay, well, I mean, we got loads, mate. I could do, but I think we're getting there now. Rage quit. Yeah.
A rage quit is when you quit because you're really angry.
Rage quit. I'm rage quitting.
I mean, some of them are a bit like easy, aren't they?
I'm trying to. Let me try find. What about T-pose? That's quite an obscure one.
A T pose. Is that where you get your character to pose like a teapot?
Yes, but that is like in coding, like the default. So whenever a character glitches out, weirdly, a lot of
It
times
goes
they
into
go
a
to
teapot.
T-pose.
Is that true?
That's true.
Is
So
that really true?
Well, let me go. A
like
type of bug in which a humanoid character appears in the game completely static, with both feet locked together and both arms extended perpendicular to the body, forming the shape of a capital T. And it is like a lot of times when it glitches out, you go, oh, fucking hell. So if you ever see someone in the street just fucking start T-pose, you're like, we're in a simulation here.
That's I can't believe I got that one.
Yeah, T-pose, yeah. You got it.
Wow, what a beautiful
To whiff. That's a good one.
whiff.
Fucking hell, I whiff that.
Stink. Like you win, but you stink. Like you're bad.
Not really. You're kind of on the right lines. In life, you can whiff a lot of stuff. Fucking hell, you whiff that
Just
one.
wing it. Just wing it.
Nah, it's a bad... like, you whiffed it. Like, imagine if you missed a shot, you whiffed it. If you... like, if you were going on a date with a girl and you said something really... and she walks... oh, fucking hell, whiff that one.
Whiffed it up. Farted and stinked out the place.
Now, whiff it, that's like a pong, isn't it? Like, oh,
Well,
it's the same thing. But
Surely that's
whiff.
where it comes from. I stank it. Stank it out. Stank out the
Kind of
gaff.
does, yeah. I
Like I did
whiff
with-
that shot. There's
Like I
always...
did with my skiing stories. Whiffed it.
Yeah, you whiffed it,
Yeah.
man.
Fucking stinks.
Zoning. We'll end on a Z.
It's where you play in different area. Where I'll be in end zone, mate. Me, I'm a bit of an end zone man.
It's more like, I think zoning an opponent, you're zoning them out. Like you zone a play strategy that involves controlling a specific area of the map or arena, forcing an opponent to retreat.
Like they can't do anything.
Zoning them
it
out.
sounds like
Zoning them out.
it's like chess move and that.
One shot. One shot. What does one shot mean?
That JLS song. You've only got one shot, so make it count.
You'll never get this moment. No, one shot is like which is, by the way, can I just rant as a gamer here? One shot is overused. I think one shot became such a fucking term about 4 years ago. It's quite a new thing. It's where like DPS players go, he's one shot, but it kind of got shortened to one shot, one shot. So it means the character you've been shooting at is one shot and they're getting away. Everybody look at him now and try and shoot him, which is
As in like he's one shot away from death.
yeah.
Oh,
but,
okay, right.
But like they're never one shot.
Well, I would say that most people are one shot.
So one in real life, yeah.
Yeah, in real life, most.
But like engage, like what? He's one shot, and then I'll go shoot him, and you can clearly see his HP bar is like halfway. You're like, well, he's not one shot, is he?
But he's low.
You fucking idiot.
But he is low.
Yeah, but it go low, like because now it's changed to one
If
shot.
you biff a man in his head in
Whiff
a game,
or biff,
if you biff a man in his head
Yeah.
with a shot, is that a dead?
It depends on the game.
Headshot.
Jesus, yeah, you're going back like Counter-Strike.
I mean, like, how many HP are you losing for a headshot?
Well, it all depends on the game, because if gaming was like real life, it wouldn't be fun, would it?
Bastard, I'm in the head.
It's like Call of Duty,
Surely,
right? It has
make it more
hardcore
realistic.
mode where everything,
Like
one shot to the head is done.
Yeah,
You're over.
that's how it should be. Make
Yeah.
it realistic for these kids. How do you think knife crime is going up? They think fucking stabbing a ducky up in the park and that. Oh, HP's gone down. One shot. It's fine. Leave. They're dead, mate. They're dead. You've killed them off.
Yeah.
Too much Call of Duty. That's the problem.
That's the problem with kids these
Gotta
days.
be, innit? No. I sound like such an old cunt at the minute. I'm sorry.
I'm also a weeb now, just to let you know, officially.
Is that somebody that likes anime?
Yeah, I'm all in now.
I know that. Why do I know that? Did you tell me that you're
No,
a
I
weeb?
don't know. Yeah,
Did you
what is
say
a
it in a
weeb?
voice note? A weeb.
What is a weeb? Yeah, because I throw that term around.
Is it like a cook? Like someone that sits in a chair and watches anime?
Yatta! What's a weeb? Weeb is not a word used in
I
Japan.
really hope it's racially insensitive. I really do.
They are just bunched with all of the people. I guess it's another element of weeb is rose-coloured glasses. Someone's what?
Rose-coloured glasses. That's like when you look back on something, right?
Weeboo was created to shame non-Japanese people that had. Well, I don't know.
Well, so it's racially insensitive, but to you,
Weeb is a person, according to the Urban Dictionary.
yeah.
For fuck's sake, reject all. Weeb is a person who is interested in anime and Japanese culture. There is an important difference between weeb and a weeaboo. Jesus, that sounds risky, doesn't it? The latter is a person who denounced their own culture, believe they are, or want to become Japanese. They have a waifu or body pillow, some sort of watch hentai. What? Japanese, they have a waifu or body pillow of some sort and what? Of some sort.
Of some sort.
It says if here. That's a
They've
spelling
made a
error.
spelling error there, haven't they? Well, that sounds exactly like you. I've
Weeb,
never
dude,
met,
I just
I've
have
never
to
met
say,
a
I
man
like
who wants to be
anime.
more Japanese.
This is the example. Weeb, as in the person who's a weeb.
Yeah.
Dude, I just have to say it. I like anime, friend. Fuck off. Fuck, I don't want to be friends with a weeaboo. Weeb, I'm not a weeaboo. I'm not creepy about it. And I don't want to be Japanese. I just like that genre of TV.
That was our exact conversation that we had, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they.
Mate, I'm getting into, what's his name? Jujutsu Kaisen?
No idea.
Fucking
mate.
great
I'm
anime
not
about
into,
spirits.
I'm not into anime. You need to talk. To,
I listen to your fucking story.
You do.
about.
You do. But I
No,
can't.
good.
But you Google.
No.
You had to Google Ralf Little, didn't you? Do you want me to Google the person that you're talking about?
No, it's fine.
Spirited Away. What I was going to say is, what you should do is
Spirited Away.
You should
so
talk-
you do know what anime is.
you should talk to my friend Toby Burr, who loves anime, and would talk to me for hours about it, and I will be none the wiser.
What would you do though when he's talking to you about anime?
I'd just let him talk and listen. But that's nice, mate.
Did you not fight? Are you not
Gets
fascinated into it whatsoever?
Gets passionate about it. It's just I find fantasy worlds. I don't know.
yeah.
I find fantasy worlds quite hard to get
This,
into
like,
because my brain just goes, it's not real though. So like if you can make a fantasy world have an element of realness, then I'm more in than I am like the Lord of the Rings, because it's just too far. It's too far into the fantasy. I can't suspend belief enough. I can suspend belief with
That's
like real
like
things.
it's weird that we shouldn't be friends because like
You love fantasy, don't you?
I love these worlds. I think they're so creative, and I think the real world's boring. I think like I find. I mean, to be fair, I can gain like, especially recently. I love like the secondhand enjoyment like I felt from you and like Sheffield life, and now I want to like see. I do want to indulge in all your kind of your what is it? Your pleasures, I guess, in life, like the royal family. I've always shit on the TV show, but I think I'm in a period of life now where I am kind of, to be fair, I'm naturally interested in everything. But what I will say this about anime is just going off the beaten path a little bit. Sorry, is that they're quite honestly behind the veil of like, oh, I'm gonna that do her, and just all that kind of like in your face anime, and just like there is like weird not sly messaging, but like kind of philosophical like meaning behind a lot of stuff. Well, they say a lot of stuff where you go, huh, that's weird. They just slip that in.
So do you know like Eastern? I think you have to call it Eastern, don't you? I don't know. but like we're like Western, aren't we?
Western, yeah.
And Western civilization is very like matter of fact and blah blah blah. Whereas actually, I think Eastern stuff is a lot more spiritual.
Yeah,
and I think they believe in the waftiness a bit more, and that is really
the waftiness is a great term. I like that.
Do you know what I mean, though? Don't you? It's
yeah,
like,
the waftiness.
It's like
of it all.
Everything here is rigid and bolted to the floor, whereas everything.
Well, if you could smell it, taste it.
Yeah, exactly,
real.
exactly. And it has to have scientific whatever. Whereas I think there's a waftiness to the Eastern philosophy, and I think they're more patient, and I think they believe in things differently, and I think that's inspiring, and I think that Western worlds and cultures often just dismiss that stuff because they're like, oh no, it can't be, and that's because they're afraid that it might be true. That's because I think it's like it goes back to the telepathy tapes, doesn't it? It goes back to
we
the
could have another
tapes.
hour and a half of just even 5 hours of talking about reality, this, that, and the other, consciousness, blah blah blah, creativity. That is a whole different thing. But my general thought is, I think there's no way we could possibly know, only because we can feel, sense, touch, see, smell. I don't know if this is all real anyway. So all that stuff could be just as real as, a dream and an imagination, or what is consciousness. And anyway, that's a whole fucking, that's a rabbit hole you could go down.
Welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience, everybody.
JRE. I wish he'd fucking talk about that shit again. He's all fucking, as soon as somebody mentions the vaccines, that's it, he goes off. I'm a big fan of Joe, but
is
fuck
he? What
me,
is he? Is he anti-vaccine?
Just like not. I mean, yes.
Is
and
he
no,
like, oh, they've made people
but he just
really
won't
ill?
fucking
The vaccines
on about
the
it.
vaccines are the reason that sports people keep having heart attacks.
Then he goes on. Then it fucking rails off into, oh, you just got to eat healthy and fucking have sauna bath. Joe, I can't afford sauna, mate. What are you talking about? It doesn't relate to the average person.
Yeah. Do you think it would be nice? How much money has he got? Has he got loads of money? Like
Jesus,
too much,
insane amounts.
Do you think like he should give all his money away?
No, do you know what? Like, there's nothing wrong with Joe. Joe's just a. I don't hate the guy. Do you think
if he had no money, though? Do you think it will like? Do you reckon if he had like enough money to be comfortable and live like a nice life, but he doesn't have like? I think when people get too much money, they go stupid. Like Kanye.
To be fair, like he just surrounds
too
him.
Much.
I think the problem, if I had to like I'm a big fan of Joe, and I do now pick and choose which podcast I listen to of his, because at the start it used to be very kind of like, I don't know, exploration of just like ideas, people, and now it's more like politics based, like quite heavily. He still gets like the few guests on, and then he's built such a platform now, and I think a lot of comedians and a lot of his friends are scared to tell him. I hope in private they do, but it feels like to me, I think they're scared to tell him what they really think of him. I think they see him as like some kind of mecca for comedy and podcasting, which is. And I have to say this about comedy.
Can I ask a question? Because I've never listened to Joe Rogan ever.
That's crazy. I thought you would have listened to a few.
No, I think I've turned it on before and been like, I can't do this.
By the way, I do still like Joe. I think he's cool. I think he's just doing what he wants to do. I don't think
it's not like, like Beyonce, you have to say that you love her and that, otherwise she gets you killed. I don't know if Joe's the same.
No, I genuinely feel that way. Okay. I genuinely feel like if I met her, I'd be like, you changed my life. But if he wanted my opinion, which he probably wouldn't, I'd be like, I think you should just cool it on the old, like, I think you should listen.
Are his podcasts funny? Is the Joe Rogan Experience funny?
See, the thing is with Joe, like, he's hard to explain. I feel like I know him, but yet he doesn't know me. When you listen to someone that long.
Yes, yeah.
And there's obviously he's going to act slightly different, but I believe Joe is Joe. I believe like he is on a podcast like he's in real life.
Is it funny?
Not any. When him and Duncan Trussell get together,
it's funny.
Beautiful. You know how when me and you get together,
he's a comedian, but I've never seen him do comedy.
Right. So Joe, I will say this about Joe Rogan. I think he's really good at pattern recognition. I do think he has ADHD and he's on the spectrum. And I think he can take a concept like, I want to become a comedian, and then have the drive and the power to become a okay comedian. I think his last stand-up that he did was garbage. Sorry. And I think you can't...
Just in case you're listening, Joe.
I feel like even if I was to meet him in real life, though, I would, and he wanted my opinion, I would say that. I would say, as a big fan, I think you can't juggle. I don't know if
just like
does.
I know the ski story was dog shit, right?
I don't
get
know.
all that information out.
I don't know, man, because he sounds quite. When he talks about his comedy special, then everybody who comes on, I feel like you know that it was not great, but you're still sucking him off to like.
If you got him to name his favorite ever comedy special of his, he's not going to say that.
Okay, right. Hear me out. If you did how would I do this?
This is the Joe Rogan section, everybody.
How if you did a stand-up special, or actually let's use a more realistic scenario.
Yeah.
You, Jimmy May, my friend, my best friend in the entire world.
Say nice
was
things.
a comedy show and you did like a stand-up set, and then live on a podcast, you asked me. You said, "Hey, you come to see me the other day. How do you think it went?" And if I didn't like it or didn't think it was great, would I, on a live podcast, have that awkward conversation of going,
not very good?
No, to be honest, mate, I think you could do better.
Well done for trying. Would you give me like a shit sandwich?
Or would I just say, yeah, no, it's great, and kind of like lie a little bit just to like, because it's on a live platform. So like, I don't know, man. I don't know whether
do you have the capacity to think that much, or are you're more of a straight shooting guy, aren't you? If I asked you about it and you'd be like, well, you'd know if it was funny because I'd be laughing.
But the thing is, I think to like do it on a live platform in front of people, is a bit odd. Do you not think like to kind of say
maybe difficult, and especially if it's
difficult,
especially if it's his platform.
Okay,
you're on the Joe Rogan Experience. What do you think of Joe Rogan? Bit shit, really.
Joe never asked like they would. Joe, by the way, never.
Does he refer to himself as Joe Rogan? How do you like the
Bo Jogan?
How do you like the Bo Rogan?
No, but to be fair, Joe never asks. It's always like comedians come and go, "I thought your last special was great," and it's like, and I sit there and go, "Were we watching the same special? Because it wasn't."
Or is it one of those ones where it's like he's a comedian's comedian now?
He's not. Sorry, man. Like, do you know what changed it for me? I went to go watch Tom Stayed.
Tom Stayed's brilliant. Yeah, great stand-up.
Small room. It was about no shade on Tom Stayed. In fact, I'm about to fucking big you up. And it was like a small like venue, and it was class. His jokes were like refined and good, and I was like, oh shit. And then I went to go see Tom Segura recently. It's fine. I don't think it's comedy though.
Yeah.
Like seeing that guy in a room like crack all these jokes, and I was genuinely laughing. I was like, oh, I think we've lost it with comedy. I think comedy and podcasting, especially in America, they kind of merged weirdly. And now it's like Joe's this like big mecca for comedy, and I don't know if it, as a comedy fan, I'd like to go, but I don't know. I bet there's still killers like Joey Diaz. I would put my money on going to see him would be a fucking laugh.
Yeah.
And he'd like smash it. And he doesn't ever do big crowds. He only does small ones because he's a savage. I do believe that. But there's like, and I would say like, there are some kind of, but Tom Segura, Joe Rogan, fucking Bert Kreischer, man, they're fine. They're not laugh out loud. But then you go see Tom Stayed, and like someone who's like, I don't know, not even in the mainstream.
The difference I would say with...
So you think about like music in that way, where it's like, you've probably seen acts where people don't really talk about and should have more limelight than they really should, because they're like the kind of, that's comedy to me.
Yeah.
That's music to you.
Well, I think
do you know
I'm also a fan of comedy.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
No, sorry.
But like I'm more of an American comedy.
Yeah, but I get one thing I was going to say about Tom Stayed is that he's been in the UK for so long. He does the UK circuit, and what I will say about the UK circuit that I think is really good is that it's lots of smaller rooms. I think personally, comedy is better in a smaller room. So I think when you're true. In the same way that when you play music to an arena, some music works in an arena because it's arena music. Some music doesn't work as well in an arena because it just doesn't fill the space right. It doesn't suit the room. Like I remember when I first started DJing to bigger rooms rather than smaller bars, I was like, oh, I need to play bigger sounding tunes because it doesn't make.
So do you
these
think
other songs? These other songs don't make sense. You have to play the big. This
so
is
do
why
you
people
think
play the big
Tom-
songs.
Because Tom Segura's set, like I went to go see him at, I think it was Nottingham or Birmingham, I can't remember.
yeah,
Fucking hell, I can't remember where the fuck I drove. I don't know.
I think he's probably done a different set.
I got a lot. Yeah, different set, like different kind of
Probably.
for an arena.
Well, you've got
Than
to
a
do,
small one.
Again,
I'd love
you've
to
got-
go. I'd love to go to the mothership.
You've got to consider the size of the crowd. Like if you've got a room full of like I don't know, like 50 people, that's great. You can get real intimate with them. It's a real personal experience. You can speak to people in the crowd, speak to people on the night, and you get these little nuggets of things that come out.
but like
someone's got a stupid job or something. And what I say about Tom Stade is he's been touring up and down the UK for years and years and years and years and years, and has got those chops. And he's so quick and he's so sharp because he does obviously gigs on his own name, but he also does the circuit.
I
So
prefer the Tom Stade
club-
gig, man.
He's club sharp. That's it. And it's like when you get to the point when you're doing arenas, like you're already selling so many tickets. It doesn't matter if you're funny or not. There's no pressure to be funny because nobody there is going to like go, oh, you're shit,
Like Tom
mate.
Segura's set felt more like a series of like kind of half baked stories
Yeah,
rather than like
like my
crafted jokes.
like my ski bit before.
There was no bits in that. There was just a
there was
story.
bits in it. There was a guy eating nuts.
Oh, that part was kind of funny. Yeah, that's true.
No, that's fine. Anyway, how
But
long
would
have we done?
I've done over an hour, and if you want to, if you
Yeah.
guys want to continue this conversation, I'm going to straight onto a Patreon. Which
Yeah.
you've got a new single to announce on the Patreon, right? That we're
well,
going to try.
I'm gonna try it and probably get copyright struck. Yeah, fuck it, let's do that.
Well, if not, if it's on the Patreon, we'll be all right on there.
Yeah, probably no one cares, do they?
So go over to the Patreon right now, guys, and fucking support us.
sign
And
up for a quid to
I
hear
mean
us
it as
talk
well.
more about Joe Rogan.
No, I probably will not go on that rant, but I'm passionate about that. So
It's nice. Yeah, no, I liked it.
I love you, Joe, but just fucking shut up about
Hey,
bow hunting and
Joe, come on the podcast.
the vaccines.
Joe, if you want to get back to your roots, come on this podcast.
Thank you, Tom Green, as well.
Yeah, thanks, Tom Green.
You started all this.
Thanks, Tom Green.
Love you. See you on the Patreon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.